Alpha callers in the NFT space. Some are good, some are rubbish, but there's a few things you must know, so let's just quickly cover them now. As always, we're at Twitter. One of the best places to find good alpha is just listening to spaces. Now, I don't have a lot of time for spaces, but if you're driving or if you've got time on the train or something, just tune in and just listen. And as you're listening, just write down a few things, take a couple of notes, anything like that. So as an example, this, Everything Crypto Show Vol 82. I have no idea what it is. These sort of things are things that you can jump on. And then as you follow more people, you'll notice that there'll be more spaces that you can join, and you can curate a list of people that you want to listen to. The other way, of course, is when people post things on their timeline. Now, quite often you're going to get someone like this person. I don't even know who they are. Thomas Dow. And their last post was last year. So this is now not operating, and it says they are the collab manager for We Sleep Official. We Sleep was something that I was quite excited for. I spoke to one of the founders, and then they just did like a complete vanishing rug. Now they're nothing. They last did a retweet in April. They've basically rugged completely, and their website is gone. It's going to take a little bit of time to build your own list, and I think in the future, really decent people will charge for you to basically get their alpha. But we'll cover that in a second. If you come to Linked and you go to alpha calls, you can see different alpha calls here, and sometimes these will be good, sometimes they won't be good. These sort of calls are in mini groups. Sometimes they're related to NFTs, sometimes they're just related to tokens. These ones seem to be more about tokens, but there are some regarding NFTs as well. As covered in the last video, if you see good threads from whales, sometimes that's a good indication that the person will be going with a little bit of size, maybe 100 NFTs, 50 NFTs, something like that into a project. So you can use that as a little bit of alpha. As an example, when NFT Doctor mentions something, I'm normally pretty confident that it's going to do well, at least in the short term. Now I'm in an old Discord, Knittables, and AK47 was one of their alpha hunters, and he called Cranimus, which then shot up to 0.35 Sol. So let's have a look at this and let's work out liquidity. Okay, so the collection name is Cranimus. Now at the moment, no one's buying or selling these things. You can see there was a decent amount of volume at one stage, 3.3 thousand Solana, and 24-hour sales have been 75. So I have no idea what this collection is, but let's just kind of zoom out to when it was being mentioned. We'll zoom out a little bit. So it shot up to 33, it stayed at that for a couple of days, and then it came down. So with a project like this, or practically any NFT project, there is limited liquidity. So as an example, let's say there were a couple of people putting some alpha calls on this to their DAO members, and they first go and sweep it with a couple of wallets that are not publicly doxed to their actual identity. You can see this is the floor price. And if we go down a little bit further, it gets basically almost double pretty quickly. So as an example, I can go and sweep 40 items. I can buy 40 of these, and that's going to take me all the way down to here, which is, not too bad. I could do another 40 and it would probably take me down to here. I could do another 40, it would probably take me down to here. And that means I could probably spend less than $200 in Sol and raise the floor price considerably. Now this was essentially a free mint. It was 0.044 Sol, and then it shot up to this. So I have no idea what the liquidity was back then, but we can easily see that it's below mint cost now. And we can also see that with a couple of $100, we can raise the floor considerably. So what can be done is people go and they sweep the floor first, and then they put it out as an alpha tip, and then from there they sell it into more buying pressure. This is referred to as depth in the market. Right now the price of Sol is $32.50. We're all quite happy that it's going up, except for those that are shorting the market, of course. If we come down here, this is on CoinGecko, we can see different exchanges. So let's have a look and see who has the most amount of volume. Of course, it's going to be Binance. Now this is actually a little bit of a surprise, to be perfectly honest, but minus 2% depth and plus 2% depth. If the price is 2% higher or 2% less, then this is how much liquidity is in the market right now. So as an example, we could go in quite comfortably to Binance and sell $1 million worth of Sol right now, this second, if we had that much Sol, and then it might go from $30 to like $31 or something like that because of all that depth. Or we could go to BingX and have $4.5 million worth of liquidity there. And so that's the major difference. Now, of course, this is a big coin. This, Ethereum, Bitcoin, they have a lot of liquidity. You're not going to have this same liquidity if you just go find a random coin like Bonk. As an example, with Bonk, you've got $33,000 worth of liquidity at -2% and $6,500 at +2%. So there's obviously a lot less liquidity for the smaller coins, but we're still completely different compared to NFTs, where $100 or $1,000 can push the floor price up or down considerably. So when you're looking at these alpha callers, try and establish their track record and also be aware if they're going after low liquidity plays, because you're likely to get wrecked. Let's have a look at one more that's doing quite well, but at the same time, the floor price is down significantly. So these are all the buys, okay? So if we were to sweep this, 3.8, we could sweep it up to kind of 5 Sol very easily. Exactly how many would it take? It would take around 65 NFTs. And if we have a look at view all offers, we can see the collection of offers here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5.1 down to 3.3 Sol. That's how fast it goes down. We could add another 10 and we'd be down at 1.5. So there's less than 20 bids to buy this NFT, meaning the liquidity is very low. So let's just summarize alpha callers. First thing, alpha callers that push you into low liquidity projects with low mint costs, they're probably going to get you in more trouble. You'll probably lose money. Not financial advice, just something that's likely to happen. If you need a free group to start off with, maybe Linked is a place for you to have a look and see what the alpha callers can do. Third thing, listen to Twitter Spaces and curate a good list of people that you want to follow. And finally, just be aware of the available depth in the market for that particular NFT on marketplaces. There is not that much liquidity. That's all for this video. Stay curious. Catch you in the next one.